Want to explain what's happening? You don't look like your normal princely self, my dear.
My darling, I'm not sure that I can explain as well as you deserve. I went into the town. I met some lovely men. They took me to a gambling hall, and then I brought them back. I want to make the story shorter. Um, People have been seeing me all around the castle. I have been thrown in prison. I've had many meetings with my father, it seems. I wasn't there for half of these things.
You're
No.
not. You're not. How do you feel about Monica?
Oh, not, not. She is not my favorite person. She
I'm sort of
terrifies me.
scrutinizing.
Monica scares me half to death. I'm pretty sure she wants me dead. I think she threw me in the dungeon.
You are Prince Connor, the actual, and you're not mind controlled. I don't think.
I don't. I hope I don't.
And Monica, you've been held in prison, and you're afraid of Monica.
I'm terrified of Monica. Monica scares me half to death, and I
Don't
have
worry, we'll be beheading her as soon as possible. Um, but this is good news. This is good news. I thought she had ensorcelled you. Uh, but you seem like your old self, which is good. You've spoken to the king?
I have spoken to the king, and I have spoken to the king on separate occasions. I ran into Monica moments ago, and I'm not sure that she knows that I'm me. She may think that I'm the me that is ensorcelled.
All right, we've got to be tactical about this before she does something further to prevent her beheading. Uh, excuse me, allergies. Uh, I say we go to my father immediately, and I will explain the situation.
Excellent. And then Connor slips in the mud and ruins his outfit. Someone is passing by who is exactly Connor's clothing size, in a very different outfit. And there's a brief pause as they switch clothes, and Connor has a different outfit on.
Perfect. To the king.
To the king.
And for the king,
Uh,
Monica comes back into your room, and Connor is with her this time, looking a little more headstrong and a little more put together.
Ah, you're back, both of you. Okay, hello, Prince, again. Looking sharp.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I slipped.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not the not the actual Prince Card. This is Stefan.
Oh,
Yeah, because Monica's with
Monica.
him.
Sorry.
Yeah, so she comes in, takes a look, and Prince, and he goes and he shuts the door, and then she pulls out like a small packet, kind of unwraps it, takes some of the wine you've got, and then just pours in a powder, and then just you're going to take this, you're going to drink it.
Monica, you will not command your king. Your king will command you. What are you talking about? You're not a medicine woman. What?
Yes. I've been alive for 350 years. I've taken down kingdoms before now, and I will take over this one again. Stefan and Prince Connor pulls a sword. You will drink this.
Prince, what? You were here right now, tasting my wine. What? In your kind guard suit. Now you're wearing these robes. What? Something is wrong with you, isn't there? What is this? Is this poison? And he starts. Is this poison? What is this?
Not a quick one. You'll end up falling into a coma for some time.
Think through this. Monica, I've been. You've been with us for so many years, for 10 years. Well, I can give you half of the kingdom. Just don't do anything rash. Don't.
Sounds like a good time for you two.
I burst into the chamber and I knock the glass from Monica's hand and I say, "Not this time, you whatever the female word for scoundrel is."
And I'm here too. And I changed clothes.
This is the real Prince Connor, Daddy.
It's two of them. But what is your guard? Oh, he changed clothes. What? I'm confused. Who?
And Stefan still kind of scrolling, kind of looks back. He's got the sword in his hand. One thing that definitely, I mean, Prince Connor's had some lessons. This guy is not like a trained. Just you can tell by the way he's holding it. He may have used it before, but he's definitely not trained. But she's like, "Oh, this makes things easier." And then kind of just, and then like there was a special rig that lets one of the stagehands just slam the door shut behind you. Just, he goes, "It's so much easier when I have the actual royal family dead and the husband able to take over."
You are so beheaded, you just wait. I am beheading the crap out of you.
I don't think I can take over. I don't understand it. You want me to take over for... I'm not ready to run a kingdom.
He's the real prince. He's dumb.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, Dad. This is the prince. I brought you the real prince.
Aha.
Monica and that imposter, they're evil. We need to behead them immediately.
I think the king does have a sword, although he rarely uses it. He hasn't used it for a while. He takes out his sword. "I command you, witch and smart prince, I command you to step down." In the name of the king, in the name of Shaskeze.
And she takes
That's right, Daddy. You get him.
She takes a moment and sort of stands a little bit behind Stefan, who's got his sword, kind of sword at his side. He goes, "How long has it been since you've swung a sword or been in battle? You think you can take him with all of what my magic has given him?"
My daddy is the king, you jerk.
I fought 30 years ago in the battle of the Ship Valley, but I'm sure I can take this buffoon.
You said the battle of
right.
Ship Valley? Awesome. Because, well, since you've been in Ship Valley before, it won't be that difficult now that you've come here again. Kill him. And... oh, shit. I'm waiting to see if those pop over to... oh, no, I rolled a 15.
So I roll. Is this what? Should I stake a relationship?
Yes, you want to stake a relationship.
I think I'm gonna go again with the wife to explore that more. Although it's game-wise, it's a small die. So actually,
Whatever, you can stake her at 2 or 3.
Ah, okay, right, okay. Actually, should I know what you rolled before? Because usually is that part of the rules? Because
We can talk, I've been doing it. That's something we can kind of talk about. I think it.
Yeah. Because now, yeah, if you have to beat actually, even with a D8, I can't even beat it with a D8 actually. Oh, there's a D10. Yeah, but I can't stake at 4, right? Because it's like destroying the relationship. Like the only if I know that it's 15, the only way to beat it is with a D10 plus a D6, and they both roll. You know.
Oh yeah.
So, but I don't know if I.
I mean, you could also roleplay this a bit to make it a rejection of them.
Okay.
At this point, I mean,
Okay,
I guess there is this sort of threatened, but
okay, I'll just take it at 3 and reject at So So I'm gonna roll 2d8s. Yeah. So the king starts swinging the sword. I remember. It's coming back to me now. Not really. Let's see what he does. It's a wrong one. So 2d8s. So I'm gonna do 2d8s. Wow, that's that's a 3. So I think the blade controls the king and not vice versa.
Yeah, and I think it's also one of those things where you didn't actually have a real fight choreography, so to keep things from getting too dangerous, it's just sort of an easy slap upstage so that the sword goes flying out of your hands, and he just kind of steps up and he goes, "I don't think you remember how to use that very well, old man. You may want to take a seat for what could be the rest of your life."
At this point, I yell, "Yarg!" and I jump on Stefano's back, and then try to use one hand to punch him in the face.
Okay. Punch!
Yep.
Okay, I will reroll.
Take that, scoundrel.
9.
I know the word for your gender. You rolled a 9?
Yep.
Okay.
See, have any of you heard of the play The 39 Steps?
Oh yeah.
I have.
I was in that as one of the clowns, so I played 18 different roles. And at one point, the hero leaps on my back, and I would. This is like the very end of the play, so I would run around because I was playing this German professor, like get out! And the other person was supposed to be like the other clown was supposed to be nearly dead for some reason. That made him laugh every single night. So he would just have his hat sort of over his face while he was slumped in the back, supposed to be mortally wounded. Because like I'd always look over and just see him just shaking a tiny bit.
So I'm gonna stake Jim at 3 again.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm threatening, since I've been threatening every chance I get.
When Albert, since you failed, it'll go to what you stake it at, which is a 3 for your ex-wife.
So that's a D4 and a D8.
Mm-hmm.
All right. D8. 1 second. Submit. Okay. Here, what? Where are all the dice going?
Sorry, I moved mine out of the way, but I guess you're rolling. Yeah.
That's okay.
Take them back. Yeah, no problem.
No, I'm doing the pink ones. They kept moving. That's okay. I get a 6 total.
Okay. So as opposed to the 9 that she had.
Oh, for Pete's sake! But I was rolling against Stefano.
Or the
The one I jumped on.
Yeah, it's the same one. It's the same die.
What the hell?
Or wait, what was your? Oh, no, that's what you roll. Yeah. So for them, for the act die and then the difficulty, they are magically. So you got a 6, you got 3 or 9. Yeah. So you leap on the back. So like, he's kind of like rushing around, like kind of hitting stuff, trying to like get you off of him. You said you're just hitting him in the face.
Yeah, I've jumped on his back
Mm-hmm.
and I'm holding on with my legs and one arm and then punching him in the face.
Okay, it's just yes. There's a point where he's able to sort of finally kind of grab you, got a few points, and then kind of throws you onto the bed so that you're off of him.
How dare he?
So you land on the bed has a lot of extra padding, so it's not gonna go through. But you just
there's a pea under the mattress, so I get bruised.
Ow! You kind of land on there, and it's and this whole family's crazy.
And at this point, Connor says, "This whole family, soon to be one more. This outfit came with a really cool sword."
Yeah!
Scabbard, not having realized it was there before.
Get him, my love!
Step to me. Other me.
When you're dead, he goes, when you're dead, I'll be able to take over in earnest.
The good news is when I'm dead, you'll be dead because I think we're the same person. I don't know how this works.
It doesn't work that way, you idiot.
We'll find out.
It is early.
How dare you insult
There.
my love? I will behead you.
This moment just sort of turns to the fight. And it's like, you love that moron, really?
Yes, I do, because he's
Holy.
attacking you, you piece of crap.
And
Get him.
Holy!
Go, Prince Connor.
I rolled an 11. On those
Oh,
2d8s.
for Pete's sake.
Fantastic.
This is also Act 4, the one that we chose.
Yeah.
Goes to D8 in Act 4, and then back to D6 in Act 5.
I think I'm gonna stake my relationship with Liz, my steady sweetheart, on this one. Let's stake it high. Stake it up to 3. Shift. And let me see here. I think we're trying to reject, threaten. I'm gonna try reject. Does that jive for you?
Yeah, it could be.
Sure.
Since you're almost seeming to like reject the thing that you can't like. But if I die, you die. So what will happen then?
All right.
Um,
D8. Shoot.
Here.
All right, and away we go. All right, that is a 10. Oof. So close.
Is there any way to do like a helping role in this game?
I've not had one as of yet.
Okay.
Usually just sort of with the relationship aspect of it. So I might be able to do something where if it kind of makes some sense if someone stakes a relationship, maybe adds a D4 to someone's total.
So I'm happy to stake something. We're gonna beat one of these Monica mofos in one roll, one time. We're gonna beat them.
Because the helping thing doesn't sound like a bad idea, and if it's something where someone stakes like particularly like maybe a relationship that hasn't been brought in yet, it could be a way of bringing in a secondary relationship in the other scenes without it having to have been focused on directly. Yeah, might see how that works.
All of mine have been seen at least once, but only shortly with Ambrose van Rivenfeld. So I'd be happy to stake that relationship.
Okay. Yeah, I would just this case it won't be like a regular staking. Like you just add one to it, and then
Okay.
roll a D4 to add to his total.
Okay. Just marking it on my sheet so I don't forget. So a 2 with Ambrose. I'm going to roll a D4. Come on, D4. Well, I got a 1, but that puts you at a tie, right?
Yep.
Excellent.
I don't know what you did for the roll for your party interface.
I swear to God, I can't, like, it's like we need to make a new room. This one just, one of these times.
This is not the same one as last time.
I don't understand.
Though we had yesterday during Dusk City Outlaws, my players the home game could not roll like above like they couldn't roll below like an 80. You actually want to roll under in that system, so they had to keep like spending luck to bring the thing up so they could actually do it. Like it was the opposite. Yeah. So as he's kind of fighting, tell me what you do. He's just trying to beat you down with a sword.
Oh, let's.
And then how Princess helps.
I lobbed something at his head.
Let me see here. I think I'm distracting him enough by taking a beating, but putting up a fair fight and continually backing off. And I guess I give Princess Schmetterling a wink as she looks up and she comes to the rescue.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks, my love here, this was given to me by 2 strange men I met on the street earlier today, and I throw a shank that's been carved out of a toothbrush.
Awesome. So I jump into the fray and I shank Stefano.
It's like, oh, ow, ah, ah. And Stefano's not the best actor. As he goes like this death scene, just, and he's also had begged the director just to like, can I have more blood? And so at one point, and just like palm some like Ben Nye blood, which is very minty and zesty. It spits up blood, and he's very careful to get it as much on him and not on the stage as possible, so it doesn't have to be cleaned up.
Good. That's a good
And
actor.
while that's happening, Monica is like in horror, is like going towards the doorway.
Oh no, you don't.
Ah, witch.
Let's shank her, Daddy.
Just and like throws down like the little snap fireworks that you give, and then like runs out the door and escapes for the finale in Act 5.
Awesome.
And then like the set change is a little bit longer than normal. They've got someone's have to come up and like clean up the blood that's still left on him as they bring as Stefano kind of comes out. The things like the blood all over. I don't know. This maybe this is like the dress rehearsal and just kind of comes out. And he goes, "It's good, right?" He just like licking the blood off.
I enjoyed shanking you very much. Looking forward to the beheading scene.
We can get that. So there's actually like we drill a hole in it, put a little blood in it, a little squeeze bottle. I'm sure like the props Mr. Sheriff's just like, no. Do not touch props that aren't yours.
So we're done with our scene, I imagine. No more shanking.
Yep. Probably bringing Act
Give
4.
him an extra shank or two.
We're at 4 to close. Do anybody want to do a quick bio break and then come back for the final, the final, for the real life scenes, the final act, and then the final scenes? Cool. Back in a few.
Just realized I don't have my little tiara like last time. I'm sad. I'm sure it's here. Something like that. I have a lot of hats at my disposal right now, but I'm not sure where the tiara is. Tiara? I'm just glad I got to shank someone. After all my threats of beheading, I figured I'd better at least be able to do something. Still beheading him eventually, but I did a community theater production of Sweeney Todd at one point, and the guy playing Sweeney was of the as much blood as possible persuasion. So there is a lot of the making of blood in Sweeney Todd. So it was exciting. Huh. I went down the chute in my Sweeney Todd. There's like a little video of it. We were testing it, and I was like, "Wee, Dumpy from the chair." Awesome. One time during our Sweeney Todd, we had a rotating stage, and they rotated the stage the wrong way, so they had to dump the body of somebody like essentially straight into where our little quartet orchestra pit was. And they were like, incoming, and like all of a sudden just this body, this actor comes down like head first, like right, and I was right on the edge of the stage because I was doing musical direction as well as playing cello, so I was like directing with my head, like conducting with my head while playing the cello, so I had to be as close to the stage as possible so the actors could see my crazy head nodding. And if you all are familiar with that show, you know that the meter changes like every 10 bars. I had to take a lot of painkillers for the headaches that resulted from essentially headbanging for 2 hours straight. But yeah, one day they were just like, incoming, like down comes this person. He crashed into my stand. It's great. Seriously.
All right.
It's a show.
That one was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I love Sondheim, but I'm never doing community theater again.
Luckily, we have
other than in this game.
Luckily, though, the stuff we have here is pretty high quality. But
nice.
But I mostly direct. I just ask when I'm asked anymore, and then not. That depends on who asks.
Good policy.
All right. So the ones we had staked, we had ex-wife, which I think that one went back up to 3, and which was the one, Dan, that you chose?
That would be Liz, my sweetheart.
Okay.
And remind me again, we passed that roll. I staked it at 3. Does it?
It hasn't been used yet, correct?
Correct.
Then it would just be 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So basically, like if it succeeds, it just goes up by 1 from whatever it is.
Oh.
So if you haven't used it, then it's 1, and that's of course the minimum you can stake it. That way, it kind of steps as opposed to everything leaps directly to 3.
Right.
So, and then I believe the ex-wife, or then the hacker. Yeah, Jim's went back up to 3. Let's actually start with that one. I've got an idea for that. Yeah, Jane, you get a phone call.
Okay.
It's not a number. It's a local number, but not one that you've seen before.
Okay.
And then it's just like, yeah, this is Jim. So yeah, I'm at the jailhouse right now.
What?
Yeah, it turns out they've got people checking those systems better than a university should have, and I got caught.
Well, that's terrible. Do you need me to come bail you out?
That would be nice.
All right, I'll be right down. So I guess I'm gonna head to the jail.
Okay. Yeah, as you sort of get there, it's not a ton. But they kind of go through the process. I mean, he comes out and he's just like, what sort of university actually has that kind of security? Enough to trace me back.
Honestly, it's not something I would have expected from the second best university in the southwestern part of the state. So
Yeah.
I really have no answer for you.
Because I mean, the computer science part I get, but the theater department, like,
I really have no answers other than that it makes me nervous to be working there. But since you went so out of your way, I'm happy to bail you out. And with my apologies, if I had known that we had like the equivalent of the CIA working for the theater department, a lot of things in my life would have gone differently at this point, I think. But this is one of them.
Because yeah, this is just, oh god, this is so weird. This should have, like, are you driving him back home or something? So he's like, I should not have offered to do that, but I figured, what the kind of security they got is nothing. We'd look in. I didn't even get a chance to see any of his stuff, but this is, I have a hearing now. Like, I've got to go in and talk to a judge about why I did that.
Is there a way that could I be a character witness? I really, honestly, this situation is so far out of my wheelhouse that while I'm happy to help in any way that I can, I don't really know what it is, other than if we can find a way to like behead Ambrose.
Just, you want to kill Ambrose?
I mean, it was just a thought off the top of my head. I think my character might be
transferring a little bit. Yes.
Perhaps we should not behead Ambrose. I think I was joking. Ha 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 ha.
Oh shit.
Joking.
Let's see how that goes with him. He has an 11.
What? He always has. Everybody always has an 11 when you're rolling.
I have no idea what's been going on.
You're gonna at some point end up with like a higher number than is possible on the dice.
I don't know how I got
like,
a 27.
I rolled 29.
It was a D4 and a D6.
Yeah. What do I roll? I don't even know anymore.
Well, it just seems like it's probably a connect, and then right now a D4 for his where his real life die is.
So that's, where did I go? Here I am. So connect is D6 and Jim is D4. Okay. So I have to get the highest possible roll on both of them. No, you already have one. You have an 11?
Yeah.
I cannot possibly be. I mean, I could roll anyway, but like, my max total is 10. So
Okay, you can kind of raise his up to the 4.
oh boy. Possible relationship destruction. It doesn't even give me a higher die.
Yeah,
To
because
raise him up to 4. Wait, I'm looking. Yeah, it doesn't even give me a higher die. It's the same die as it is at level 3. So
well, it's one where those are supposed to get harder as you sort of go on.
this game is sketchy. So I still lose. I can roll them if you want, but I definitely lose.
Yeah, it won't. In this case, that won't matter. Yeah, because I said at first I did a thing where I had the D10 as a 1, D8, D6, and D4, but it also made that like much bigger dice were being thrown around on the player stuff. We may talk and see if it should maybe go back to something like that, but that wasn't. I tried the 2D4s on those. Maybe have to raise it up at the end to see about that last saving thing. Anyway, so yeah, as you kind of drop him off, he's just like, I got to think about this for a little bit. I've never been charged with a crime before.
Real sorry about that. I don't know what to say other than that I'm probably getting fired, so at least you could take solace in my misery.
We'll see. I didn't tell them about you yet, but I don't know if you want to say something. It might help.
If there's something helpful, I will be happy to say it. Definitely, I was joking about the beheading, unless you thought it was a good idea. No, joking.
If you do behead him, then I can turn state's witness, and I'm probably fine.
I probably am. I don't think I actually know how to behead anyone, so I probably should not attempt that. I don't even know how to shank anyone, which is the more likely possibility if I were to go that route. So I think probably just call me if I can help. Let me know, what I can do.
You're very violent.
I just said I wouldn't shank him or behead him. That's the opposite of violent.
But the thing that came to your head immediately was shanking or...
It's just the play. My character in the play, she shanks, she beheads, it's just how she rolls. Or, oh boy.
Okay.
If you come see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. She's very beheady.
I will... If I see it, I'll... Yeah, I should go.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Jim. I'll just go back to the car.
Okay. And then he heads in. It's like, well, didn't go well.
Back to Match.com it is.
So, Tom, how are things with your steady sweetheart Liz?
Let's say right now pretty smooth. We've been together for some time, and if we have any conflict, it might be she doesn't know where things are going, and Tom, being kind of a take it easy kind of dude, hasn't really thought that far ahead.
Yeah, so you're at that sort of the party they have where you've got that 30-gallon barrel,
wow.
And you're like, it's actually like a surprising amount of people are there that night. Okay, just thinking as far as your conflict goes. Doing pretty well. So as she's going, she's like, "Come on, who? So who made this?"
Me. Yeah. You know, the garage. There's that whole setup out there. That's why we can't park our cars in the garage. Uh, yeah, it's it's been going over pretty well. What do you think?
I I am shocked. Actually, this you had an idea that worked, or seems to be working.
Well, thanks. That's pretty good. That's a vote of confidence.
Gosh. And she's like, so what do you think? If this works, what do you think is going to happen?
I talked with Jeremy about that, and we talked about how I got to be more like assertive, and um, I mean, right now we're in like kind of dire straits financially at the brewery, um, but he thinks this might help us pull through. And when we sort of come out of that trough, I I believe I'll be, coming a little farther out of the trough. He said something more than assistant brewer and something more than that, maybe. So,
Tom,
yeah.
you just used the word we. We're in trouble financially. If we can get through this, us, all these things came up. If this worked, if this brings it up, you have saved his business. So what, he's just going to promote you one rank? He's going to make you a brewer instead of assistant brewer?
Yeah, I mean, maybe head brewer, maybe like
Partner?
I guess I'm not really sure how the hierarchy flows, but kind of somewhere in there, like head brewer is nothing to sniff at.
Yeah,
It's,
but Tom, look at all of this. Look at what you've done. All these people are here because of. Have you come up with a name for it yet?
uh, I think we are thinking about Kismet.
Kismet. Okay. He was the kid. What is this, by the way?
All right. So you like it?
Yes.
You enjoy it. Okay. Don't let this affect it. It is milk, wine. Yeah. No, but it's really good. It is. I think it originates from Mongolia. Traditionally made with mare's milk, which is interesting. This is cow milk.
Yeah, just like
Yeah, we don't. I couldn't get like mare's milk. But yeah, sometimes it's made with sheep milk. Yeah, it's pretty weird, pretty good stuff.
this is alcoholic milk.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, yeah. In as much as like wine is grape juice and beer is like cereal.
You can't advertise it that way. So this
I'm-
is this is good. Did you call it? But like she'd been drinking pretty steadily. She's now put it away from her. But she's like, if you hadn't done anything, if all these people weren't going to be here, what would happen to this brewery?
Uh, I think we'd be going under. I think we'd be going under probably within the month. Like we definitely couldn't make. Like we couldn't. I mean, the taxes I saw on one of these papers that Jeremy showed me, like, is more than I make. Like we owe some dough.
What? Why are you using we? You are not right now part of it. You should be. If you're doing this stuff to get in, if you help him, it could be a we, but you take ownership of things you don't have any ownership of, Tom.
I mean, I'm a team player. You can't fault me for being a team player. I just want, I want the business to go well, and now I'm going to be a bigger part of the business, and that's really cool news. I'm surprised you're not happier about this. Also, I'm sorry that I like gave you alcoholic milk without letting you know beforehand.
No, believe me, I'm glad you did not let me know what that was before I had it, because I wouldn't have had it.
Fair. Hence why we're calling it Kismet. And
it's just
it in opaque glasses.
Yeah, it's just your character's 35, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're 35, you're assistant brewer, you're barely making ends meet. How much do you owe your brother for rent?
Let's see here. I think we're a couple hundred down this month. I talked with him. But things are turning around here. and he was willing to let it slide this month. I think things are clearing up. Can we do? Hey, can we like celebrate tonight and have a fight like the next time we go on a date? Because I'm feeling cool tonight, and the next time we go on a date, like we can fight as much as you want. Like it'll be real cool.
Yep.
Like we'll set aside time. We'll be like 20 minutes. We're just gonna yell, and then 20 minutes we're just gonna be in like angry silence.
She leans over, kind of gives you a kiss, and goes, "Listen, I don't want to fight. I just want you to push for more. But you know what? Tonight, can I just have a beer?"
Yeah, no, it is a little rich. Yeah, no. After like 3, you're like,
yeah, or knowing what it is, I'm adjusting. I'm adjusting.
cool. Yeah, I'll go get you something.
And that one, since just the first doesn't like to be pushed into a conflict. The Albert, you get home. Your ex. We haven't had a name for her yet, have we?
No, Samantha.
Samantha.
Yeah.
Samantha is pretty well like dudded up. When you get like she's going out and she's looking to impress.
Hey, looking nice. Are you going out?
Yeah, she sort of turned. There's a moment of just hesitation. She's like, "Yeah, a couple of us are heading out. I was waiting for you to get back, and then."
Oh, girl night, huh? Girl night out. Girls night out. Actually,
No.
Oh. Is it? It's one of those student. Fellow students. Bar night or something, huh?
Albert, let's not make this weird, but we're not gonna get back together. I mean, we're getting divorced. We know this, and like I'll be out of here soon. But life moves on.
I've been so busy at work and with the play. I have noticed that you've been helping out here with Tim. Is he?
Oh,
Is he?
there's that moment when you say after helping out, you just go. I have been raising my child while you've been in rehearsal.
Come on, it's not that. I haven't been myself lately. It's. How is he doing after the? Well, I have my flask with me.
That doesn't help.
So that's all.
That doesn't help. She's like that. So is not a helpful thing to hear.
Listen, Samantha. Listen. I've been horrible. I know I've been horrible. But why don't we? I'm thinking. I mean, maybe we could work it out. I'm gonna have the premiere. Yeah, it's next week. I just got a good deal with this Jones, this customer, this client. I got. Maybe we can put everything behind us. Maybe you can get a job. Maybe. I've been. I mean, how much time do you have left in the school? I don't.
I am working part time, so I'll be able to afford a place. This. Well, we'll see what she thinks when we're. Oh, I got Pearl, I'm so sorry. I rolled a 4. I don't know. So it's like, roll for Pearl. Here's a 17. This Bacillus, I got a 4.
So is this? Are we? I think I'm trying to connect.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to connect. So yeah. So it's a D4 and D4. He's not very good at that. But that was Michael's only bad roll. So maybe it's gonna work out. D4. Oh my god, it's a 3.
You're kidding.
No, no.
What?
But I like it. I like the end of the scene. So yeah, I think he becomes. I think Albert becomes pathetic. So he's also a bit drunk. So he keeps burping as he speaks. Listen, Samantha, I know I'm playing this king at the play, and he's always obsessed with this thing, and I've been obsessed with work, and I've been drinking, but you know he has a son-in-law. There are two of you, the two of you. So it's like he has two lives. It's like there's one life that I'm supposed to have with you, and there is one life where I'm going down now, and it's not looking good. So just come back. You living here. I love you.
She just turns. She goes, Albert. I think what you mean to say is there's the life you're supposed to have with me, and there's the life that you want.
No, it's the same. It can become the same. It's the same. He starts. Yeah, he takes out the flask also, and when it's empty. So no. Where are you? Who are you going out with now? Like a student? What does he have? Can he take care of you? I don't.
I'm not looking for someone to take care of me. I'm just looking to not have this right now. I might be back. Please, God, don't wait up.
Okay, see you later. All right.
I was like, there's a pretty good chance she'll be like, well, you know what, maybe we'll make something happen. Maybe, nope. I rolled F4. Right, I think that takes us into final act. All right, so final act. Monica has just ninja'd herself out with a leaving the three of you in the king's chambers.
See, Daddy, I told you she was bad. We should have beheaded her ages ago.
Perhaps you're right. Wow, how did she left like that? What spell? Connor.
Your Majesty.
Well, I know. Well, you're stupid, but you are brave. I like that.
He may be stupid, but he's my stupid.
Or he will be soon. Well, we have to stop her.
Is Stefano like bleeding out on the floor from being shanked, or?
Yeah, he's been. We'll say he's still there.
I give him a little kick, just to remind him of who shanked him.
You hear the actor. Oh, quit.
It's a little dead if you hit a little too hard.
Favorite princess ever. Anyway, Connor, I think you should finish dispatching this imposter before Monica can, use some spell to patch him up.
My love, just full murder him.
I mean, he's an evil doppelganger. Yeah.
I studied knot tying when I was young. I can pick him up and tie him to a chair, and I pick him up, and I get blood all over my costume, and it's ruined. And
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing.
Put him on a chair, tie him up. And since I have a sword, I will after this vile witch. Did we say Monica is her name?
Yep.
Monica,
who today will rue the day that she became a witch. I guess. Away.
Allons-y, my love. I'm gonna run after with my little shank, just in case he needs backup. And then I'm gonna call over my shoulder. Come on, Daddy.
I'll be there. Guards. I'm also looking for guards, but I think no one is around for some strange reason. Let's
Plus,
go.
she
Let's
probably
go.
ensorcelled them.
Well,
Let's go to her quarters or her library. Where is it? Her study.
yeah, if you want, like Sylvia, the guard who had been with, no, she's actually played by Monica's actress. Davos, the guard, can actually go with you. Played by Helene.
Yeah, I think I summoned him. Let's go.
Okay. He's like, I'll go with you to find him. He said she's got like a mustache on, and this is like dropping her voice.
Is her mustache like slightly crooked because she had a quick costume change and they sort of slapped it on?
I had a girl at the high school who we did a couple commedia del arts, and she's like, anytime there's a thing, I'm like, well, we can change the gender. She goes, nope, I want a mustache. All right, and so the two of you go a different way to try to find her, or do you go follow them?
Oh, right, different cities.
I think I would go with the guard to her quarters or her study, whatever Monica has.
Okay.
Where have we gone, Prince Connor?
Oh, I think that we have gone. I think we have a quick Scooby-Doo chase montage. Like every practical door in the theater opens and closes with one of us poking our heads out.
There's some sort of ragtime piano music playing.
Yeah, we have they've built in scenic elements in such a way to hide us, so like I can run this way down the hall and then appear somewhere where you wouldn't expect. And we find ourselves in a laundering room where there are like 5 people just washing uniforms, trying desperately to get out mud and blood and everything terrible.
Have they finished any? Are there any that you could put on? Milo, come on, bud.
No, not a one. I'm just covered. I'm covered in gore.
Okay, so we have a little chase scene there. So while you're trying to chase and find her, let's go to the quarters. The king, you come in and you've got Davos the guard with you, and Monica is like gathering a bunch of stuff into like some bags, to possibly take with her. As you come in, she just kind of turns and sees you.
Aha! Quick! Guard! Take her away. Or kill her.
She goes, and there's this thing that you can see. And then just like the guard kind of goes stiff at the side, and the sword drops from his hands.
What did you do? You are not getting away.
It was going to be so much easier for you. I was going to let you go and slip into a coma and just leave. Leave your life, leave the kingdom, leave all of it behind. Instead, you had to screw it up.
My daughter and that stupid husband defeated you, so it's not going to be so easy. And I think the king still tries to swing his sword. He will try to charge her.
Okay. You sort of charge. He kind of dodges out of the way and grabs like there's like a 4-post, like a bed with a canopy. Like part of it sticking on stage has just been brought out, but like there's not the whole thing. He just grabs it, and sort of catches, and you've got a bit of a fight scene. He pushes you away and goes, "Do you even want your daughter to marry that moron?"
Yes, I did.
He could still be switched out for somebody else. It's not too late. We could work together.
What? Your clone. What was it? Your twin. This evil twin. This smart twin. He's dead. And no, I think you have other motives. You want to take control of the land, don't you?
Let's start with the land, then end up with everything. She rushes in, and I will roll that. Jeremy, both of those. Delete. Oh, shit.
Is this a kind of roll? Is it?
I have a 4.
Wow. I can still roll lower than that, as I've proven.
You can do it, Daddy. Roll a 5.
So wait, what is this the combat? Is that supposed to be a reject
Or yeah, possibly for the thing itself. Like you're essentially rejecting her.
Okay. So it's a D8 plus. Should I stake something?
Yeah.
What happened? So because I failed the roll with my wife in real life, did that go down to 2 or?
You failed it. It would actually move up by 1.
Okay, so it's actually almost shaken. Okay, so and I can't really stake that now, can I? Can I stake the?
You could use it, and I'm thinking, and this sounds like maybe from Pearl what you said earlier. What if it comes back up on that last one, that last desperate attempt to try to keep someone? Does that feel better from a player point of view?
I think in terms of climactic.
Yeah, because for the show it'll give you still that D10, but maybe for real life.
You mean that I would have it for the show, but then for real life it would actually destroy the relationship?
It would put it at a risk, but I think I do like the idea that sometimes you want to get to that point, but it becomes possibility it destroys a relationship, but also maybe that D4 is too punishing. So if we go up to, I don't know if it would be a D6 or a D8. Yeah, what kind of
curve for the real life relationship destruction? It would be different than D4.
Yeah, so maybe a D6 there might be better than the D4. But yeah, so you'd have a D10 for this scene.
Okay, so I have a D10 and a D8. Wow. If I manage to fumble that would be hilarious. That's 7.
All right, so what do you do?
Huzzah!
I don't think I give a fatal blow. Like I managed to maybe knock the she's using like this bed, almost this wand, but I knock it out of her hands. But then I think I knock her out with a hilt of the sword somehow. Actually, I'm gonna kill her, but he does make it. He actually, like, the weight pushes the blade down, and so I think I knock her very bad on the head, or maybe knock her unconscious, or so I think so.
Okay, she just kind of hit her, and she just crumbles, and is at that point unconscious, and just like, that worked. And then the garden chase. You two have got guards after you. These are guards that have been ensorrelled by Monica the Evil.
Sweet.
Connor and I have enchanted guards or ensorcelled guards. Okay. Cue the Benny Hill music.
Yeah, and it's worth noting I have changed clothes with someone who was doing the laundry, and they are running after us with just in their skivvies.
Yeah, so the guards are sort of chasing you. Do you go to a place to hide, or you go to face them? What do you do?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I take out my beheading log as we're running, and I'm like writing down all of the guards' names, as best I can. I always have my beheading log.
Are you Jimmy? You look like Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy's my brother.
Yeah, Jimmy. I'm Ray.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
I think a place to hide seems like a good dramatic idea.
I will follow. Do you know a place to hide? I suppose I would know a place to hide. It's my castle.
Yeah.
Let's go to my secret beheading chamber that I've had built in anticipation of becoming the queen.
Perfect. It sounds incredibly romantic.
Yeah.
I mean, for me it is.
There's a giant axe with one of those like one of those stumps that got like a little divot in the middle. So
Yeah,
someone place their head.
Maybe not a guillotine if they're just gonna get chopped, huh? Maybe there's both in case I'm in a mood. You never know.
It could be a stage guillotine where it actually will. That doesn't actually cut; it'll just pass through.
Yeah.
Um,
I think we have all manner of beheading accoutrements.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a couple of panels sort of come off, and suddenly there's just these things on the stage, and like you shut the door, and you're in there, and you kind of hear like from the lobby, like as the guards sort of rush by, and for at least a little bit, you're alone.
Oh,
We will be safe here, my love.
my love.
Come,
And
kiss me upon the one bench we have in here that is not for beheading.
this is a surprising amount of equipment dedicated specifically to beheading.
As you have seen, there are many people in the castle who are going to need beheading, so this is the efficient manner of dispatching them.
Fine. How long have you been collecting this accoutrement?
I think I got the first axe when I was like 5 or 6,
Oh,
and then it just kind of snowballed from there, you know?
yes. I am so happy to be your soon-to-be husband. I am so happy.
Then come and kiss me, as I have said. My
Yes.
slow of wit but fast of courage,
Yes.
soon to be partner in
Post haste,
ruling
my
the
love.
kingdom. And
By the way, has this room been used in the last?
it's never been used. It
Oh,
is
fantastic.
in
Okay.
waiting for when I am the queen.
Okay.
It has not been blooded.
Yeah.
And then you hear like some footsteps come behind Princess Helena
Huh?
is there in the room, and then there's also a guard with her.
How did she know about my secret room?
Monica knew about many of these places.
Oh no.
Oh,
It looks like the room's going to have to get used after all.
no. Before our wedding. Well, if needs must. I guess we have to.
I mean, you've seen Monica's handiwork.
I think
Like-
also. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was thinking that the king also maybe he revives the guard and he brings Monica down and also to this room, like he bursts the door open with Monica now kind of conscious, and he says, "This will be my wedding gift to you, daughter. You can start the beheadings."
Oh, Daddy, you know just what I wanted.
But there are some guards running around which look a bit weird. We had to avoid them. So hush, let's do this quietly.
Okay. And I grab like the biggest like axe off the wall. Big and ornate.
And which way Monica just kind of like
Don't worry, Prince Connor, you're not in the log.
Monica stares you down and just goes, "You don't want a witch's death curse on you."
I'll risk it, bitch.
Her eyes just go like a little bit wide for a second.
Put her on the chopping block. I've been waiting for this day a long time.
All right. Prince Connor goes to move Monica towards the chopping block for the end of this fun comedy play.
And before this, I think the king has carried also with him. The guard is also carrying a wine tray with cups, and the king turns to the audience and says, "When life is tense, try Nirvana." And he breaks character. Kismet, the new alcoholic
Kismet
beverage.
milk.
The new
Yeah.
alcoholic beverage from Kangaroo Brewery.
Okay. And I'm almost guessing at this point, it almost makes sense not to go for like another conflict. It kind of feels like this has been fairly wrapped up. We've got a half hour, so then going back into the real life stuff to end it off probably. But I would, instead of going for a conflict, letting you guys do the epilogue.
Sure.
Sounds right. All right.
I'll stop holding my axe then.
Okay. Yeah. So they
Put that back on the
they,
wall.
they kind of put her head on the block.
And the curtains close.
Let's do it. I remember if the curtains closed, you have like a something to drop so at least sounds they can hear the sound of like a head hitting.
Ooh, and then I grab Prince Connor and like lean out between the curtains and just like give him a giant kiss. Happy wedding day, my love. And then we're back behind the curtain, and that's the end of the play.
Yep, love it. And for curtain call, Prince Connor's clothes are just covered in blood. Again.
you got one of the extras there's like pulling back the stuff that you've taken from them, back in the thing so that they're like, come on, Chris. Everyone knows you run around half naked backstage anyway.
This is my favorite play ever.
Okay, and then back for the final real life ones. At work, Pearl, you have Ambrose like bursts into your office.
I'm very serious about this scene. I'm very concerned. I'm sorry, I'm so tired.
Maybe that happens in the office. Yeah, maybe you remember the play. He burst.
The slap happy.
He burst into laughter at the end.
Do you want me to come back to you? We'll come back to James. Tom, we'll go with Tim right now, who's the highest one you've got staked right now.
Oh, sounds great.
So your brother comes by and just goes, milk wine?
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff, man. Have you tried it?
No.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna pour you a glass.
It's milk wine.
It sure is. And it's going over like gangbusters. It is cheaper to make, and we can sell it at a premium. I helped the brewery out, man, and I think I'm gonna get a big promotion. In as much as like a small local brewery gives big promotions. Also, by the way, I made up the money and tips the other night that I owe you from rent. So here is that extra $200, and here is another. I was gonna be like really cool and be like, also here's next month's rent. I didn't make that much in tips, but I did pretty good. But here's another $100 to like for the trouble and to go towards next month.
Right. Yeah, he kind of looks at it. He goes, "You got this just in the last couple days?"
It was a really good night at the bar. Yeah, it's weird. So I think we're square. And is it cool with you if my girlfriend moves in?
Hey, go ahead. I apologize. I rolled a 10 on the D6 and the D4.
Awesome.
I don't know what the hell's going on. We'll see if at least it goes up by the 1.
Okay. Yeah, let's see here. It was definitely a try to connect kind of thing, convince or connect. Yeah, we'll say connect, and
sorry, Pearl.
we're at a D6 with him. I'm just gonna select and re-roll selected. Looks like we got a 9. Oh, all right.
Yeah, to the point, just like, this is a good start, but when people figure out what this is, that might change. You need something steadier, man. I'm glad you got this money. I'm glad you got it, but you need to have where you don't need a miracle of milk wine to bring people in.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man. And I want you to know that I appreciate you holding me to a higher standard. I appreciate you always pushing me to be my best and being patient with me when I'm not. And also, even knowing what that stuff is made out of, which I mean, like milk, it's pretty wholesome, but sipping it anyway, giving it a shot, because man, it takes some bravery. Good job, man.
And I was like, personally, I get milk paranoid. Like, I never know if it's good, so I've just stopped milk entirely because I always just get nervous. I'm like, if it's a week before the best by date, I'm like, is this going to be okay? The idea of milk wine is horrifying.
Yeah, I mean, people seem to like it on the homebrew boards, so.
Cool. So, Albert. She comes in the next morning. Maybe as you're getting ready to go to work. There's that moment of just like, she's like, I thought you might be gone.
You're just coming back? Yeah. Well, how was your night?
It was good. I just kind of didn't want it to be awkward, so listen, nothing happened. I didn't want it to be awkward when I came back.
It's all right. You deserve. I mean, you don't have to tell me. You know, you have your own life. But I just wanted to make amends for my behavior, or I don't know. Maybe we can grab dinner. You gonna grab dinner later this week? We're gonna talk about Timmy. This child sitting situation, because I'm not gonna be able to be here every night. And when are you moving out? Are you moving out? You already found a place?
Soon. I gotta get a few more paychecks, but if you're trying to actually like get it together to take care of our kid, it's a step.
I am. I'm trying. I'm gonna try.
And then see how she reacts before you admit the dinner thing. I got a 7.
So I think it's connect again. So now
and then
I will roll
D6, a D6 for her.
Okay, we'll do a D6. Okay.
Instead of the D4.
Okay. So it's a 5 by 1.
Yeah. Yeah, and she just goes, she's like, it's a step, and it's a good one, but we shouldn't have dinner.
Well, I'm gonna make some pasta anyway. I'm gonna be here anyway. Just think about it.
Listen, Albert, I'm gonna support you if you're trying to get your life together to make things better for little Timmy. But I'm going to stay with my friend Brooke just to make things less awkward.
Brooke. Well, if you change your mind, I mean, I'm going to be here.
Kind of comes over, gives you a hug, but then just sort of stops because I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not coming back. You've got to deal with that. And that'll be easier if you're not seeing me every day.
Oh, well, I got to run. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about it again. So he checks his flask on his jacket, and he says, "Okay, so I'll see you later."
Okay. Then she kind of heads back to get changed. All right, and then Jane, you have
yes.
a very angry Ambrose
von Reibenfeld.
Von Reibenfeld comes in. You've been speaking with my students.
Uh, technically, they're more my students because I actually work here all the time.
Terry said you're trying to dig.
You know what, Ambrose? You come in here with your fancy plays that actually suck. Like, I don't need to hear any more shit from you. I'm gonna have you beheaded.
He's just, his eyes go on. You don't have the power to have me beheaded.
How do you know? You don't know me. You don't know what I'm capable of.
That's illegal.
So is statutory rape.
First of all, these are college students. I've rolled a 7. I rolled a 7. You are definitely threatening.
I'm sorry, I can't. All right,
I'm praying. I'm praying so hard you roll high.
Which dice do I roll?
For him right now, you have a D6 for him and then a D8 for your threaten.
Okay. I don't know which of these dice is which. So the D6s are easy. I don't know what the D8 is, so I'm just gonna do a new one. Oh, you know which one it is? Is it the?
It's like the triangle with the bulges on the side.
Okay. Hopefully, I'm doing the right two. Ah! 12! You are so beheaded!
Yes. The point is like, and he starts like sweating, like a flop sweat comes in. He's like, okay, first of all, it's not statutory. These are not, and it's not a, it's
It's still an abuse of power. And we women aren't gonna stand for it anymore. My plays are better than yours, but do I get recognition? No, because you're a pompous, egocentric white man in a patriarchal society, and I've had enough.
And like his mouth kind of works a little bit, but there's just no sound coming out at that moment. And he just storms out like he's just, and like he's going fast.
As
away.
well he should. As well he should, because he's gonna get beheaded.
And not too long ago, you find out that he kind of gave up his not a fellowship, but sort of his visiting scholar sort of thing, and they just sort of let him go before other things came out.
Before he'd get beheaded?
Yeah, before his head would be chopped.
I was looking forward to that. I figured the same guys in the IT department might have some hookups. Well, good. Good riddance to bad rubbish, I always say.
Okay. And that seems like end of the series. Or it's fine. Look at that tired slap happy. I get that.
Not left like this in like years. I'm never moving again.
Oh, no, yeah, no.
I'm tired. I really wanted to behead Ambrose too. Anyway.
Not allowed to do that in real life.
I actually rolled high enough to do something.
When I rolled, I'm like, just please give me like a 2. Just give me some ones.
I was amazed that I actually beat you for once on a roll. I didn't know how to take advantage of it outside the play, though. Oh, alas.
Okay. So how did that feel by raising up the D6 at the instead of a D4 at the end, the D6 for with the wife?
Yeah, I think I haven't done it the other way. I think it's good, yeah, that you get some more hope. But I haven't really played the original also. But it feels appropriate that you get an extra chance at the failing relationship, maybe.
Yeah, so I've got like a D6 or maybe impossible. I'll kind of play with that, or maybe a D8 to see at the end what feels about kind of bringing something, or maybe even maybe we'll make it someone's choice, whether it's do they want this relationship to Because we had one where we had a playtest where we had someone just like wanted to kill the relationship. It was a breakup. It was a breakup where she's just like, this is some. I think this thing is done with this NPC. So might be able to choose one of those, or would I just choose to fail it?
You might put like a instead of just you can't voluntarily stake it for, like you can't voluntarily stake it for until Act 4 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that might be like a. Maybe that's the one that actually then risks the total loss, but you got the much higher die. Cool. Any other ideas, feedback, how it felt?
I can't remember whether just like things were stacked against us or whether it was just really that you rolled the highest possible thing every time. If it wasn't, like, it would have been nice to roll any successes before my final thing in the whole game. I mean, I was down with the losses because I didn't intend to play such a murder happy princess. I just got, thwarted a lot.
The one that we chose started like D8 in Act 1, then D4, D6, D8, and then down to D6. I was rolling absurdly well.
Okay.
Like I remember almost every time I rolled the dice, I'm like, how does this keep? Or the time when I rolled low, like Vasilis, you actually rolled underneath. I think I was like, I
couldn't believe that.
I have a 4. He should succeed. 3. I'm like.
The assist is interesting, but I don't know if the person giving assistance should stake a relationship. We tried it now once, right? We did the D4.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, what exactly they should do in terms of relationships. I mean, if something should be a stake, but it might be interesting to have that.
Another idea. That might be a way to actually bring that NPC into that player's life somehow too.
Yeah, actually, that would be nice. Yeah, you mean if it's a real life. Either way, if it's a show or a real life scene, yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, sometimes maybe if you need to have. I felt like it would be nice to have some more connections between our NPCs and the other PCs, something like that. I don't know if it's too complex. Yeah, if it happens on a show scene, but yeah, I think I would like to see more connections. Yeah, between the NPCs of everyone and then the other PCs, because it can feel disjointed. If we don't I think that bar scene was crucial for me in the last.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked that scene. I will say that having rolled 2 assists and then still rolling a 1, so it only brought it up to a tie.
But that's all I needed.
Thank God. But just, I don't know. We need to. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a delightful game.
Yeah, I think
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I loved your characters. Love the shit you did. Yeah, I think it would be interesting if we worked the more of the character connections in between. The nature of the game, I mean, it would be like kind of by its nature a longer, like maybe like a 6-session or so thing. But you could, if you did like a 3-act play, you might be able to like have a couple things where you can make it smaller, but then let there be maybe some more time and such in between. Outside of the show and maybe even inside the show, kind of let that flow a bit more. I try that here.
On the whole, I thought it was quite nice, really.
Yeah.
I also like it would be nice if the show scenes. I like that. I think Dan started it when you did the first promotion. I think the first and then it's interesting it would be nice if you explicitly mention that the players can take it anyway. Like it can actually be the real show, or it can be a rehearsal, so they can break character, or it can be something in between. I personally like that, but I don't know if it's too. If it would be too complex for other people to understand it. But it's interesting. Like you have the show scenes, but they can also be like a rehearsal or something in between a show like the creative process or something like that. But it's nice if you have a sentence in the actual text saying that it's not necessarily the show. It can be something.
Because it actually, like, the chronology of when the play is taking place, whether scene 6 is a rehearsal, whereas scene 2 was in front of an audience, or maybe something happened with the audience or whatever, doesn't matter, because that can still be a flashback to this thing, because the real world stuff is still happening chronologically. So you actually could leap in and out of rehearsals, or maybe even have some stuff where players pop in. Cool.
I could see the director of the play being involved, and that maybe being who you roll with for your assist things. Right.
Maybe do that with a player who's not directly involved. Might be able to have like a little something they can do to influence
Prince
stuff a
Connor,
bit.
do you think you stuck by your murderous princess in the end? Did we get married?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know, like the setting out at the beginning with this is the tone we're going to have throughout, and then suddenly it's like, there are promises of state-sponsored murder. It's going to be dark.
I mean, but there was no like on stage in front of the audience beheadings. It was mostly just me grumbling
And
But-
shanking.
well. So you came up with the shank, didn't you? I was just jumping on him and punching him in the head. You're the one who winked and tossed me a shank. So, I mean,
That's true.
I'm not gonna get tossed a shank and not shank anybody.
That's
It
fair.
doesn't make any sense.
I can't remember if I told you how I was going to change the opening as far as like how you choose the plays. Where because I realized last time it's impossible to really enforce tone, because our comedy of errors had some like there's definitely comedy there, but it also a little darker than those tend to be in some respects. But if you just start off with the comedy of errors start where it's like these two characters are mistaken for each other because of reason, like you get like here are the two characters because of reason, and it's important like during this important thing that's going on. So like you could actually use those as almost just a real quick fill in the blank start on a bunch of them, so that you've got like the opening situation for a lot of those things. Like a family drama might be like, this family secret comes out during this particular time, and then maybe everyone has their own. You go through what everybody's problem like thing is.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think that is very, that rather than sort of coming up with a plot whole cloth, basically coming up with a number of scenes per style.
Also means I don't have to sit there and explain like this is a comedy of errors, this is an absurdist play, this is just like here's your start.
Yeah. Be fascinating to see. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying I agree. Yeah, that's a great idea to have that. It will be helpful.
I did intend to be less murdery at the outset, for the
Or
record.
the game more black comedy. I don't know. It was macabre, but.
Have there been any playtests with this as an absurdist play?
So far, we did a gothic romance. We did a sort of a modern comedy, and the problem we had there was remembering what was in the play and what was in the real life, because the tones were similar enough in those two that, and also it was like the same time, so that was harder to kind of get that part down. And this is there was one other one. I'm trying to remember what that one was right offhand. I think that might have been a tragedy.
I think I would enjoy doing the absurdist one. Then instead of a shank, I could have had a fish.
I've been fished! Dead.
One day.
First play I ever directed was an absurdist play.
Awesome.
By Christopher Durang, who's essentially the American absurdist. Cool. If you think of anything else, I mean, I had a lot of fun with those characters.
Clearly, I did as well.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a question. When you were in the show scene, and then you stay in a relationship, that's supposed to be how your real life, how the actor is going to be affected by the scene.
Yes, what I was generally doing was, so we had like with your wife. I'm trying to remember, because what I would usually do is take the conflict in the play and alter it. So the one where someone was surprised he was dumb in the play for Dan's character, I'm like, oh wait, what if his girlfriend is surprised that he's smart? So what if we literally just sort of flipped that one? I can't remember, because like when you brought up it's about the child, the unruly child. So taking the unruly child from the play, you mentioned that your character's an alcoholic. Well, what if your kid has been affected by that and is taking, and since that was going through the stuff with your wife, with your ex-wife, had it go through her. So it was the similar, just a transformed thematically from the play, ideally without it feeling like it's just the same conflict being repeated.
Okay.
Were you even able to do that with mine, or were mine just too absurd to?
I'm trying to remember with Jim, with Jim, with that going. Because I had to make a note. And the problem is if you're usually with the improv stuff, you kind of forget some of it kind of afterwards. I did. I'm trying to remember with Jim, the going to jail part. So that was going up against.
Like Connor was in the prison.
Yeah, and there was also like you were going up against that authority or someone who's trying to take authority. So that failing for him, and then some of it was also exploring a little bit about the just also exploring those relationships a little bit at the beginning with some of those. So yeah, this is one of those. Yeah, this is one of those things where I almost want to keep more notes, but it's hard to kind of keep those little notes and stuff. It'd be easier if I'm writing it physically while I could just kind of like make a real quick jot. But if you're switching windows, trying to type something into the right space, it doesn't happen.
I had a question. Have you always been able to get an escalation in the real life? Have you been able to reach like a three or four in most characters, or has it happened that it just seesaws back and forth?
In the ones we've had so far, I've generally been able to, generally some of them have gotten up to at least a 3. They may have come down from a 3. But I'd alter, because originally it was whatever you staked it at, it became. But then having it climb up, there might be some more time in between for those. So far, at least up to that point, it might be a thing of like maybe even starting someone with 1, and then after they get it past it, I don't know, but
probably it also depends on the number of sessions. That's why you say minimum of 3. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
In a few sessions to do. Yeah.
Cool.
I assume this video is gonna go up.
Yeah, but it actually missed the first like 45 minutes because I forgot to hit record.
Oh no!
Like partway through.
Alas and alack.
Yeah, I was going to. If you don't want me to, because of getting so slap happy.
By all means. I mean, I play enough games on the Gauntlet that I don't think this one is gonna discredit me.
Yes.
I play all the time, and this is the first time that's ever happened in all of my games.
You just moved. I understand that. You're just exhausted, and
I've been asleep for most of the last 2 days. And have a bump on my head from getting hit with a shelf, and
ow.
Yeah, it's like right here, tender and bumpy.
I feel like I kicked a weight yesterday on accident.
Oh,
you don't think you walk. You don't think you walk hard until you step around a corner and your pinky toe goes straight into a weight.
I'm sorry.
You're like, well, I'm done. I'm gonna die. This is how it goes. This is dead of a pinky toe. All right.
It's been very enjoyable, all of you.
I very much enjoyed getting to meet and play with y'all.
Same here. Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. And also, thanks for because I found out about the show because of the name of the game. So I've watched the show and it's really good. If you haven't checked it out,
Oh,
Wait, how are you able to watch the show? I can't figure out a way to watch the show.
well, I found season 2 and 3 on a streaming site, and one I haven't found yet. Season 1 I have found in dubious quality, but I'm getting
it used to. It was on YouTube for a time. Like you could. Like, it was officially placed on YouTube to be seen. I don't know why it's not on like Hulu or Amazon or Netflix, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, it's really good. I had no idea about this show.
Me
Yeah.
either.
It's a. Oh, I cannot recommend it. Even being even the non-theater people. And granted, I think I'm a Pearl and Dan have both done stuff, but like it's pretty well loved, and it's one of those things that it's frustrating but it's short. It's 6 episodes a season. There's 3 seasons.
Right.
So
It's a Canadian show. Tend to have shorter seasons, but yeah, that's must be some kind of licensing or the whatever owner hasn't given up the rights for streaming, or I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, it's a shame. I've been looking for it.
Me too.
the DVDs are really expensive.
Unfortunate. Eventually, like one of us will find it in some random location, and I hope we will all message each other.
Well, Vasilis, if you've got like the thing you found.
Yeah, I'll try to send it in Slack or in the email. Yeah, but this guy, I think I found it on the streaming site, which